Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Devin Del Sesto to the stand. Rogers for the state. May I proceed?
Yes.
Good morning. Please state your name for this court and spell your last name for the record.
My name is Devin Del Sesto. That's D-E-L-S-E-S-T-O.
First off, tell the members of the jury a little bit about yourself.
Well, once upon a time, I used to be college football's best running back. I had speed, so much speed. When I turned off the lights, getting ready to go to bed, I was in the bed before it got dark. But coach wasn't too pleased with my off-the-field behavior, so he sent me home to get my life together. So I came home, got a job.
All right, Mr. Del Sesto, so what do you do now for work?
I'm actually a bellhop at the Black Bear Casino. I mean, I know I don't look like the average bellhop, but I mean, look at me, I can carry like 10, 15 bags at a time.
Mr. Del Sesto, who is your employer?
Bancroft is my employer. He's balling. He recently put together a proposal to get a second casino, and he already owns the Black Bear. I mean, that's the level I'm trying to get to.
Mr. Del Sesto, how are you involved in today's case?
Well, I heard that Keenan and Bancroft and arrived and something like that.
So what do you know about today's case?
Well, I mean, I'm just a bellhop. I noticed a couple of things going on in the hotel, things like that. I mean,
Do you know who Chase Covington is?
yeah, Chase Covington is a frequent guest of the casino. He has the best BMW I've ever seen in my life, maybe blue chrome rims, pleasure to drive.
Mr. Del Sesto, while working at the Black Bear, did you notice anything unusual with Avery Bancroft?
I wouldn't say unusual, but Bancroft and Covington were meeting quite a lot.
Do you know why they were meeting?
I don't know why, but I do remember April, I think it was 13th, we had just received a call for room service at room 312. Wasn't too big, just a cheese platter and a bottle of Cristal. We were kind of swamped, so I decided I'd take it upon myself to just run it up real quick. I was getting off anyway. And got up the stairs and I saw Danny Hoy standing outside of the room.
Did you know who was in the room?
Well, upon my entrance, I saw 4 people. Keenan, Mr. Bancroft, Miss Covington, and the assistant, Hyde.
Mr. Del Sesto, did you ever hear what was being discussed in this meeting?
Well, I wasn't in for the entire duration of the conversation, but I do remember Bancroft saying something about his briefcase. He held it up and he said, not Bancroft, Covington. Covington held his briefcase up and he said, I'd like any one of these if you catch my drift.
What happened after this meeting?
Well, I mean, business at the casino went on as usual. I was valeting, delivering cheese plates and wine and bringing luggage up, checking mail. But we did receive a package that struck me as kind of odd. It was a black briefcase.
Can you describe this briefcase for the members of the jury?
It was a black briefcase, looked like the one Chase Covington had.
So, what did you do with this briefcase?
Well, I mean, it struck me as odd, you know, why somebody wanted a briefcase in a casino, but I just, you know, I did what I was told. This protocol is to bring packages up to whoever they're addressed to, so I took it to Bancroft's office.
Mr. Del Sesto, did you ever see this briefcase again?
Oh, I was just getting off work again, and I heard through the grapevine there were going to be some celebrities down in the VIP room. So naturally, I was a little bit curious. So I decided to take a stroll down there, but it was just Bancroft and Covington playing blackjack. Needless to say, I was a little disappointed, but that's where I saw the briefcase again.
Mr. Del Sesto, we talked about the April 13th meeting. What day was this?
The 16th, a couple days later.
So, Mr. Del Sesto, When you saw Avery Bancroft and Chase Covington together, did you see anything unusual?
Well, I did see Covington leaving the casino with what seemed to me to be the same briefcase that I took up to Bancroft's office a couple days earlier.
How did you differentiate the two briefcases?
Well, Covington's was a little worn, leather was a little tattered a little bit, but Bancroft's briefcase was brand new.
While you were down there, did you see Mickey Keenan around while Avery Bancroft and Chase Covington met?
No, Keenan was nowhere in sight.
Mr. Del Sesto, while you were down there, or while working at the Black Bear Casino, have you ever heard Mickey Keenan threaten Avery Bancroft in any way?
No.
Lastly, Mr. Del Sesto, have you ever heard Mickey Keenan tell Avery Bancroft to give Chase Covington money?
No, nothing like that.
Thank you, Mr. Del Sesto. I have no further questions, Joe.
Thank you. Cross-examine.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Mr. Del Sesto. So you just told us on direct examination about a meeting that you attended on April 13th.
Yes.
That was at the Black Bear Casino.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the Black Bear Casino owned by Mr. Avery Bancroft.
Yes, ma'am.
And you worked there.
Yes.
And as the bellhop, you were bringing up some wine and cheese to that meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you arrived at the meeting, you noticed that it was a little unusual because Danny Hoy, the security guard, was standing guard outside the meeting.
Yeah, he's a pretty big dude.
You've never seen him standing guard outside of another meeting.
Not that I can remember, no.
And when you entered the meeting, there were some security precautions that Danny Hoy took before you could go in, right?
Oh yeah, he patted me down, he looked through the cheese and everything.
Yeah, he even looked through the food on the plate that you were serving.
Yeah.
So when he finally let you in, you were able to see who was in the meeting.
Yes.
And Avery Bancroft was there.
Yep.
Chase Cummington was there.
Yes, ma'am.
And so was Officer Mickey Keenan.
Yes.
And Corey Hyde. And you don't know what they were talking about at that meeting.
No clue. Just something about needing a new briefcase.
You weren't allowed to stay for the meeting, were you?
Well, I mean, room service is usually not allowed to stay in the room they go to, so I left.
And you had seen Officer Mickey Keenan in the Black Bear before, hadn't you?
Yeah, I did.
He frequented the Black Bear.
He was there.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You had seen him actually quite a few times in the past month, hadn't you?
Yeah, he was there.
Usually talking to Avery Bancroft.
Yeah, they were cool.
Thank you, Mr. Del Sesto. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Del Sesto, who does Danny Hoy work for?
Oh, well, he works for Bancroft. He's our boss.
Have you ever seen Mickey Keenan interact with Danny Hoy?
Objection relevance?
Your Honor, they are bringing forth this evidence as to show that Mickey Keenan somehow impacted this. And this is going to show that Mickey Keenan did not have any impact on whether there's tight security.
Overruled.
Now, Danny Hoy, have you ever seen him interact with Mickey Keenan?
Not too much, no, not really.
So, to your knowledge, have you ever seen Mickey Keenan threaten Avery Bancroft in any way?
As far as I know, I haven't seen anything like that.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Any recross?
No recross, Your Honor.
And will witness step down?
Thank you, Mr. Del Sesto.
Thank you.
Unless anybody has an objection, can we take a 5-minute break?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense case?